This is Dr. David Allen coming to you on the television program, People Helping People. In the past few weeks, Mr. Atkinson has been discussing the 10 Commandments. Professor Lawrence Kohlberg of Harvard called these commandments the constitutive imperatives on which all societies are built. Today he discusses respect for the truth. Ron, respect for the truth. Easily said, but challenging.
Very difficult. Six very simple words. Thou shalt not bear false witness. There's nothing difficult about those 6 words. They're quite straightforward. You know, Sir Winston Churchill, in my lifetime, was renowned for his ability to use simple words to convey profound truths. For instance, never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few, referring to the fighters during the Battle of Britain. That simple statement represented a profound truth which has reverberated throughout the world since the 60 years or so, 70 years since he said it. Now, 4,000 years ago, we have 6 little simple words. Now, to my mind, these 6 simple words represent what I call the glue of civilization. It's the glue which holds our civilization, as we know it, together. Because if you begin to break down the fabric of truth, then you're going to begin to break down the fabric of trust. And we all have to trust each other. During the weekend, I was going through a lot of old documents in my house, sorting them out, and I came across this very little simple brochure when I was married on the 6th of February, Friday, because people were married on Fridays in those days, it was a half holiday, 1959. It had Marina Verona Russell, Ronald Atkinson officiated, W.T. Makepeace, William Thackeray Makepeace, Richard Preston Dyer, organist, Lady Roberts, soloist Gary Roberts, and 2 hymns on the inside. That was it. Now, Marina and I, we told the truth to each other. I remember we used to talk and talk, and we trusted each other. We were married then, and our marriage lasted for over 43 years because we trusted each other. We told the truth to each other. We didn't lie. Lying is one of the cardinal features which breaks down marriages in our society. And I'll deal with self-delusions when we come to it, and also with religion. But marriage, just think of it. Every time I go to Miami, my wife and I pass a great big notice board which says, divorce without war. It makes me laugh. But divorces are a horrible thing. And war is created up between people, and the children are suffering, and they're looking on, and what's happening, and so on. Marriage, commerce. Well, I deal in commerce all the while, and people are supposed to tell the truth, but do they? I mean, I told a student recently, when you're in university, people add up, they can divide, they count properly, they attend, they come to work at 9 o'clock and they leave at 5. They do inventory properly, but not in life. People lie, they cheat, they steal.
Why?
Because our world has turned upside down. It's been a gradual moral decline. The truth is becoming very difficult for any individual to say. Why? Because unfortunately, lying and deceit have become an integral part of our society. And anyone who speaks the truth finds himself, herself, at a disadvantage. I love you is a standard expression. You see it on the TV all the while. But why do we have nearly 60% divorce rate? It obviously doesn't mean anything. People say what is convenient. And this is the point I'm making. We owe a primal duty of truthfulness to our neighbor. That's what Jesus said. Thou shalt love thyself and thy neighbor as thyself. He has, or she, we have a primary responsibility to tell the truth to our neighbor, whoever he or she may be, and wherever he or she may be. If we do not fulfill that primary truth, then the lack of trust will come in. The moment that individual, our neighbor, has found out that we're not really telling the truth. Now it's not by pure words, not just words. You can tell a lie by silence. Silence is consent. Consent to what? You can shrug, or you get facial expressions, or bodily expressions. You don't have to speak to tell a lie, because, you see, it's the intention which counts. Now, bear that, I like to repeat that. It is the intention which is the important thing. Now, we hear these lovely statements about a half-truth or a white lie, or call it what you like. What you're doing is you're intending to deceive your neighbor, whoever that neighbor may be. Now, that neighbor expects you to tell him or her the truth. They've asked you a question. You don't want to tell the truth. No. Proverbs grow up in the English language. I am indebted to my parents for many, many proverbs. Now, what is a proverb? For instance, a stitch in time saves nine. I watched my mother repairing our clothes all the while, because when I grew up, there were very few clothes. All right? You had to repair the clothes. A stitch in time saves nine. Now, what is a proverb? A proverb is a short statement with a long history. It's a short statement which is the result of a long history. Okay, now, in the 21st century, I'm beginning to hear another proverb. And what is it? To lie like a politician. To lie like a politician. There was a census taken in...
Why are politicians associated with lying? Why politicians rather than accountants or theologians or...
But that's because...
Or lawyers or...
Because the problem is that in our modern world... Can I go back 20 centuries? Paul, writing to the Galatians, I believe, the church in Galatia, says about the people that they are a perverse and crooked generation. The perverse and crooked generation of 20 centuries ago didn't want to hear the truth, because the truth was not to their advantage. So what has happened is that a race of politicians have grown up who have found that if you told the truth to the people, look, you're lazy, you're not working hard, you don't deserve this. No, I'm not going to offer you this, that, and the other, because you don't deserve it. You're supposed to work for a living, to look after your own interests. Oh, no, they would never get elected. Never. Because the people don't want to hear the truth. Jesus said, you shall hear the truth, and the truth shall set you free. But the vast majority of people don't want the truth.
So people don't want to be free. Because you said the truth makes us free.
That's right,
and you said if we don't like truth, then we don't like freedom.
But that's the corollary which follows using the mathematical term.
But isn't that oxymoron? Because we all want to be free.
You would have thought so. You would have thought so. But unfortunately, you see, I have, as a professional accountant in my career in commerce, let's move from marriage, where truth is fundamental, to the relationship between our...
Accountants don't lie.
Oh, yes.
They can cook.
Oh, yes.
They can cook. They can cook the books.
The accountants, you know, there are many, many ways of lying, of distorting the truth. The lawyers lie, Politicians lie, accountants lie, doctors lie. Would you be surprised in the United States, I'm reading recently, about how many doctors are faking the medical reports in order that people can receive major benefits. For instance, recently, people who are disabled. They were a veteran and they're disabled, but they're finding out there are thousands of people who are living an ordinary life. They came back from Vietnam or whatever it was, Korea, and they had a small disability, and the doctor has faked the medical evidence and put it in, and now they're getting a disability benefit. Unfortunately, this is what I'm reading about the United States. I'm reading this. I'm reading also that in a recent census taken in the great republic to the west of us, that 75% of the people say that for the last 10 years the politicians have been telling them lies. Why is that? Is it because if the politicians, if the doctor was telling the truth, well, what about great universities? Oh, I can assure you there are a bunch of prime athletes in these great universities who couldn't pass an examination if you stuck it under their nose. But the results, the academic results, are being faked in order that these prime athletes can stay and represent the university, whether it's in football or basketball or whatever, baseball or whatever it is, so that the university...
That's lying?
That's lying. Yes, it's lying. It's lying to the ordinary individual, and to they have to present these reports to some adjudicating body who will allow them to be members and represent the university. But if they fail the examinations and the tests, then they can't represent the university. So that is lying. They're faking it, just like the doctor was faking it. And the politician, above everybody else, because let's face it, if you're a medical doctor, as you are, you have a job for life. Let's face it. You're a medical doctor for life, and unless you do something extraordinary, you will be able to practice your profession for life. However, politicians have a short time. The House of Representatives in the United States is only 2 years. 2 years! And if you do, and they want to stay in there, so they're going to be telling their people what they're going to do for them, and so on. I know an individual who was asked to be a politician. He said, "No, thank you, sir. I can't lie." And the very senior...
You're not saying a politician has to lie.
I'm saying that the
nature... You seem to be implying that. But are you saying a politician has to lie?
No, a politician does not have to lie. I'm saying that the nature of 21st century society is that you have, and I'm quoting Paul, a perverse and crooked generation. I don't care where you are, what country you're in, Bahamas, United States, Canada, England, call it what you like. You've got a bunch of people out there who want, it's called entitlements, all right? And you have to promise to deliver them. Now, whether you can really deliver them, well, that's another matter. As I said, I'm telling you about an individual who was asked to be a politician and said, "No, thank you, I can't lie." Why? The senior politician asked him, but he said, "Well, first of all, I've got to promise those people that I know inside is not true. I can't deliver what they want. Secondly, I've got to turn around then and lie to them and tell them what I know I can't deliver. And later on, I've got to turn around and lie again and tell them why I know what I know. I couldn't deliver them, but now I've got to tell them why I couldn't deliver what I knew I couldn't deliver in the first place."
But Ron, if they have to lie, then they can't build trust.
Well, that is the problem in our 21st century. We have to build trust. You see, the newspapers, in the society in which we live, swirling with what appears to be lies, lack of communication. They say this thing and that thing and the other thing. You see, and the truth. Remember Pilate said, "What is truth?" Jesus said, "You shall learn the truth, and the truth shall set you free." The question is, we as human beings, we resent the truth. We resent, first of all, the truth about ourselves. When I look inside myself, I, Ronald Atkinson, right? Ronald Atkinson. I can't speak about you. I can't speak about the cameraman. I can only speak about me. And I see inside myself a lot which I don't like. And one of them is lying. I can do that. I can see a lot of bad thoughts inside myself. Galatians, you only have to refer to it. It would be easy for me to twist the truth or to change the truth. I can lust. I see that within myself. I'm a human. I'm a man. You know, I have to fight against my own nature.
This is really a challenge because in our modern world, we talk about the spin doctors. We talk about reconstructing reality. We're talking about public relations in order to sell things. Mr. Atkinson is implying at the heart of that, we are playing pretty loosely with the truth in order to get what we really want. Now the question is, can we build a community, a country, or a nation on that? We're going to take a break and be right back.